following is a presentation of the National Sim Racing League of America. Enjoy the race.
Hello everybody, I am Alex Bonsignore here today at Stafford Motor Speedway for the NAPA Auto Parts Summer Sizzler 200, and this is going to be a good one today. This famous Stafford Motor Speedway in Stafford Springs, Connecticut, and it's a very legendary track, so really going to show some interest. Alongside me, my normal host, NAPA fan, here today. Now, NAPA fan, considering what we saw last race between Nicholas Wade and Michael Canto, will we kind of see the same thing today heading into Stafford that we did last week?
I don't believe we will. It'll still be a great race here today, but that inside lane works a lot better here at Stafford, in my opinion, than it does at Thompson. As far as I know, I'm not as knowledgeable as you are, but I still think we're going to get a great race. We might not get that constant side-by-side racing like we saw at Thompson, but it'll be interesting to see if these guys can make it stick here for the passing. Of course, in the point standings, that's also a very important thing here for the Modified Tour. Even though we're only after one race, this could really determine the champion. As we get down to the season, Michael Canto is the points leader, 30 points towards the championship. Nicholas Wade, 3 points behind. Diego Yepez, 4 points behind. Matthew Phillips, 6 points behind. And Brad Stover, 6 points behind. Coming into this race here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.
Definitely, and this is a really great track, and it's especially people get a lot of good starts here, as you've seen in the past, Napa fan.
Definitely, and this is where you got your start back in the day, back in 2014. Oh, back when I was part of good old NAMR, and we did those special events every week, and one of them was NAMR Stafford. Yeah, NAMR Stafford, that's all it was, but yeah, here you are. You're in this race, in the booth. You're still going strong, so pretty cool after all these years, but we're back here at Stafford where it all began for you, so we'll have to see what you can do tonight.
Yeah, it definitely seems to be good, but let's also see what it does for Sebastian Cuculon as he starts on the pole tonight, and that's a good way to start in your first modified season. Sebastian Cuculon making his first start as we get the roll-off. You'll take a look at your starting grid on the side of your screen. Let me go through your top 5 as I did last week. You have your pole sitter, Sebastian Cuculon. Marty Johnson coming into a very good front row start here today, which I think was pretty good for today. Starting in third is Juan Garcia. And then in fourth, we have Aiden Shepard. And rounding out your top 5 is last week's runner-up, Nicholas Wade. Pace car goes down the pit lane here. So we prepare for a very good race here at Stafford Springs. Pace car's off, green flag is out. We're racing here at Stafford. Cuculon having a terrible start as Marty Johnson gains the lead here. And I believe in the past, with Marty Johnson running this NRLOA Wheel and Modified Tour, this really kind of shows that, you know, while he's a seasoned veteran, this one shows he still got some talent as we have a battle between Juan Garcia, I believe that's Aiden Shepard, and we have a caution, I believe, that is out on the track here.
And we
First
in fact do. Wow, that's our third place finisher from last week. Diego Yepez in the 75. And they're trying to figure it out back in here. Hopefully they will. That's the first caution of the season. And that's a good break for the 36 of Sebastian Cuculon.
Yeah, it definitely is, because Cuculon had a terrible start, which saw him fall back to second rather than launch to first, but hopefully on this restart coming up, he'll rebound. But before then, we have to check the replay to see what happened to our third place finisher of last week, Diego Yepez. And on the replay here, it just looks like 3-wide racing just doesn't go right here at Stafford. I believe we saw this in the past, where 3-wide doesn't work and it just collected people. And Michael Canto, your runner-up last week, gets a piece of that. Number 11
Trey Wright.
Yeah, Trey Wright gets a piece, but Diego Yepez got the worst of that one.
And you see Ashlyn Boyd in the 85, a little aggressive on Diego Yepez, and completely dumps him. Entering turn number 3, that is Trey Wright, and our last winner, Michael Canto, in the back of the field. I mean, Canto is not having a good run right now. Did not get a good run in qualifying. That's hurting him. And Yepez with heavy damage in the 75. Marty Johnson, the leader. Let's see what happens on the restart here in the NAPA Auto Parts Summer Sizzler 200 at Stafford.
Back here at Stafford, with Marty Johnson restarting as your leader, with Sebastian Kukulon in second place, Juan Garcia in third, and Aiden Shepard in fourth, and Nicholas Wade being your top 5. Seems like the top 5 has not changed since qualifying.
With the exception of the top 2 there, because it was Kukulon on the pole and Johnson on the outside pole.
Yeah, it definitely shows. Let's see how the restart goes. Green flag is back out, and the field kind of stacks up a little on this restart. Looks like Marty Johnson got a bad restart, and it's really forcing some of the drivers like Derek Hamill to the outside.
Johnson staying out front, though. Kukulon cannot get to the inside. Hamill got shuffled out of line. Here comes the 16 of Kevin Warren. We didn't talk about him too much last week. I mean, we did. We talked about him more than a lot of other guys, but he's been doing pretty good in his rookie season here in the Modified Tour. And he's to the inside of our runner-up from last week, Nicholas Wade. And he's got it on the 01.
Yeah, really good job for Kevin Warren here in the number 16. As he said, we kind of talked about him a bit last week compared to what our other drivers were, but we couldn't really talk to him at the same time because of the fact of all the battling. And as you can see, Derek Hamill now passing Nicholas Wade for, I believe, that is the 6th spot. And to follow Wade is Jay Jefferson in number 3.
And here's a guy we all know and love. That's Alex Bonsignore pushing his way in the top 10. With Sam and Oskin right behind him in 10th, so a good run for Bonsignore here tonight. And his cousin's machine doing pretty good in that number 22 ride.
Yeah, family ride right there. Continuing forward, though, looks like Marty Johnson continues to move into the lead, kind of gaining a little gap here on Sebastian Kukulon in the number 36. Of course, Kukulon not doing too bad in his rookie campaign at the moment. Might get Rookie of the Year after this run, who knows?
Yeah, I don't really know how the whole rookie battle goes. We had a few seasons on your channel, and I forget who was all... Heck, I even forget who was in the first season to the one I did, so, I mean, I don't know who's rookies and who's not. I know Fitzwater was probably in this first time I did it. He might, and Turner. Fitzwater and Turner might be the only 2 guys who were in the first season I did that are in this season. So, not too many veterans staying on here, but we got a few. As you see, the number 99 staying out front. Marty Johnson holding on to the lead ahead of the 36 of Sebastian Kukulon. Juan Garcia. And, there's Aiden Shepard. He's still going for his first ever NAPA fan win. Now, these races aren't actually NAPA fan races, so it still wouldn't count for him, but he's got a good run going for him there in 4th. And we're talking about Kevin Warren. He's right now in the 5th position.
Yeah, Kevin Warren running a very good race at the moment, kind of in his rookie season. As I said before, a lot of rookies are actually running really good. You saw that there was Kevin Warren. I'm seeing Sebastian Kukulon running very well at the moment. I mean, as I said, just a lot of them running very well.
Nicholas Wade fell back to 10th.
Yeah.
Not too well for him.
Yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a rough patch here for Nicholas Wade in this race. Hopefully he can try and rebound a little in this one. I mean, for a lot of people, Stafford, it's a good track for them, but it's also a bad track, And I feel like in Nicholas Wade's case, Stafford's not really his strong suit.
He did do a good job in qualifying, though, so...
Yeah.
He tried to, you see him there, he tried to work that outside lane entering turn 3 on Sam and Oskin, and he kind of almost got it to work, but wasn't quite able to. More side-by-side racing here. It's the 60.
60 of Dale Salzman battling the number 40 of Ace Garcia. And I believe that is for the 12th spot. So that's actually shown a little bit of interest. I mean, this race, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but one of those things. But continuing forward, looks like lap traffic may become a factor in this race.
Yeah, Marty Johnson. Oh, he went pretty wide there off the corner. That might hurt him there as Cuculon tries to close in. But that is Ashlyn Boyd in the 85 who got into Diego Yepez to bring out the first caution of the race. He's 16 seconds behind. And I don't know if Marty Johnson will close up to him before the end of this thing. It looks like they might be single file throughout the entire field.
Yeah, I mean, the only battle I'm really seeing for the most part is Alexander Rowe in the number 1 and the 56 of Brad Stover. And, I mean, there's small battles here and there. You can see the 89 of Wyatt Quayle and number 75 of Diego Yepez getting into the mix there. And, of course, number 77 of Joseph Simel battling as well. Simwell. I apologize for completely scrapping the name.
A good battle here, even though it's really deep in the field. It's for 20th, which you only have 28 drivers in the field, so not really a very pleasurable spot, but it's still a decent battle. Stover's hanging tough on the outside. The tires might be wearing out here and might be helping out that outside lane a little bit. You got Bonsignore trying to get around Jake Jefferson. There he goes to the inside for 7th.
Yeah, Stafford's a really strong track for him, and he knows his way around here.
He definitely does. Like I said, made his unofficial first career NAPA fan start here, so doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, unofficial NAPA fan, official DR34 DG38
yeah,
start.
Well, it's not even official anymore because it's not even up anymore, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I still regret that.
But still moving forward, Marty Johnson continues to kind of just pull away at this instance. I mean, there's really nothing else to say other than he's really starting to gain the gap on Sebastian Cuculon, who's in second. Meanwhile, Juan Garcia still holds to third, and Aiden Shepard still holds on to fourth, and your top 5 being Kevin Warren. You have a little bit of a battle going on back here, a little bit deeper in the pack with Chris Tejada in number 17 and the 82 of Jake West.
Yeah, we didn't mention Chris Tejada last week. He's actually been in this series before, but he's never been in any of my races, which is kind of interesting and a little bit sad because this isn't even one of my races anyway. So, but hey, it's still really good to have him on. And this is the second season, I do believe, running 18th right now.
I believe second or third season that Chris Tejada has ran this, and he has won in this series before. And I can't remember which season, but he was running the same ride that Marty Johnson ran when he won. So you could say that number 99 is a little bit of a good luck charm in the Wheel of Modified Tour at the moment. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate, though, that Chris Tejada couldn't be able to be back in the 99 this season, although it's still good to see him in the Modified Tour, nonetheless.
Definitely is.
As we move into 10 laps to go this time by, Marty Johnson, he's just been on a roll lately. And I believe before Chris Tejada came in the number 99, I believe Marty Johnson had ran this car before, if not maybe the 85. I believe the last time he won in the Modified Tour for the NRLOA, it was at Monadnock, all the way back in, I believe, season 2. It was the last time he won NRLOA Wheel and Modified Tour race. So it's been a while since Marty Johnson has won, and he wants to come back to victory lane. That's all he wants to do at this point.
Yeah, and he got that hole shot at the beginning of the race, so that definitely benefited him. Cuculon's been able to hold tight in second, but it just hasn't been anything for him today. And like you said, there really isn't much passing going on. It's the same top 5 since when we restarted. So Stafford, it's kind of like Monaco and F1. You have to come here if you're doing modifieds, but unfortunately, the racing isn't quite the greatest. I will say next week we're going to Southern National. That's a good place. No
yeah,
question
Southern
about it.
National. Southern National is a great track, and I can definitely tell you for a fact that if you've seen my NRLOA Halloween special with the late models there, you're going to love seeing the modifieds. I can guarantee that.
It'll be a doozy next week here on the NRLOA channel.
It definitely will. But yeah, Marty Johnson continues to be out front here with 6 laps to go this time by, coming 5. And to be all honest, Sebastian Kugelon just has nothing for Marty at the moment. He is just...
But Marty is, overshooting turn 4 quite a bit here, and Kugelon's been able to close in slightly. So we'll have to see if the 36 can do it, but he hasn't been able to do so at the moment. I mean, nobody's been able to really close in on anybody up here. I mean, we got some battles back in here. Did see Bonsignore get past Jefferson, but other than that, we really haven't seen anything in the top 10 since the restart.
No, we really haven't. It's been one of those... It's not boring in a sense, but it's more or less, just wasn't that big action that we would have expected here today as we move to 3 to go this time by.
Yeah, not quite what we saw at Thompson last week, unfortunately. But, we still got some battles going on. Oskin here on Jake Jefferson. That's for 8th. I don't know if he'll get it, though. He won't.
No. See, that's the thing here at Thompson. If you can be able to just get your nose in,
Stafford.
it'll either... Or, yeah, it's Stafford, not Thompson. We went to Thompson last week. A brain fart on me. But either way, 2 laps left. And there's really not much to talk about with Marty Johnson other than, in a way, this race was pure dominance for him.
But I will say, he started on the outside pole, so he worked for it right at the start.
Oh, he definitely did. Got the better launch off the start here. Back straight away on the final lap. All I can say is, just in a way, in one word of today's race, it was just dominance for Marty Johnson. Off the 4th turn, he's going to win it.
Marty Johnson here at Stafford. It's a pretty good win for a relatively veteran driver. Like you said, he's won before in this series, and he's been around for quite a while, so experience paid off there, especially at the start. That's really what determined this race was the start. No question about it.
Yeah, that definitely was, and a good job all around for Marty Johnson and that team, and also a very good all around for Sebastian Kugelon. Even though he didn't win today, he was able to start the pole and still hold on to the runner-up spot. So, just a hats off for Sebastian Kugelon today as well. But here's your finishing results for today's race. Marty Johnson takes pretty good win in a dominant fashion for today, with Sebastian Kugelon coming home in 2nd, Juan Garcia in 3rd, 4th place is Aiden Shepard. Rounding out your top 5 in his rookie season, Kevin Warren, which I think was a pretty good finish today in his rookie season. Derek Hamill, Alex Bonsignore, Jay Jefferson, Samit Oskin, and Nicholas Wade round out your top 10. The rest of your results down at the screen here. And
you gotta think, Michael Canta won the last race, finished 26th here. That just shows how up in the air this championship's gonna be in these next 9 races, because if you get a guy who, pretty much he dominated at Thompson too. But if you get a guy like that, dominate one race and completely fail the next, that just shows that there's a lot of parity, and it's going to be a tight battle up until the second time we hit Southern National later on in the summer.
Yeah, this is definitely going to show something that is yet to come. I mean, this championship, as you said before, it's really up in the air. It's going to come out of nowhere in this case, and luckily for this one, we don't have a chase for the modified tour, so this is basically all points worthy. So where you finish, every point has to count. Otherwise, you could either be in the chance to win the title or completely be out of it.
Yeah, once again, we had everybody finish on the lead lap, so every driver has completed every lap so far this season, which is pretty good by these guys.
Yeah, it's been great. It really shows a lot of veteranship for both your normal veterans that have ran in the NRLOA before, that are either have been minimally in the modified tour or have not been at all, and of course your rookies that are running really well so far this season. Now, before we sign off, Napa fan, is there anything left for you to say to us?
Well, I got a selfless plug of the next race we got, which is going to be at Southern National, the Southern National 150. It's going to be a good one. We were testing there, and it's a pretty good racetrack. We've had some modified races there before. Definitely check that out next week right here on the NRLOA channel.
And also to mention as well that there will be a new series coming out soon that correlates with the Modified Tour, and it's for those that, if you have not signed up for the Modified Tour, don't fear, because you will have the chance to run a Modified. It'll be the NRLOA Southern Modified Racing. The difference is we're not going north and south, we're strictly staying to the southern racetracks. And of course, our first race will be at Southern National, and we will be running same weekend as the NRLOA Wheel and Modified Tour. So that's really going to show some interest to see who will maybe have a good chance at running with these guys, or like running on the same track as them in a sense, because they are the exact same cars, just those that never got the opportunity and just kind of stay in that lower tier. But that is going to wrap up today's race. On behalf of NAPA Fan, I am Alex Bonsignore, your aka Sim Racing Central, signing out. We will see you guys next week when we head to Southern National. See you guys then.